Grace to you and peace. This is Father Matthew here. I'm coming to you at around 5:45 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, September 24th. I am here in the nave as we continue to keep watch over Hurricane right now Tropical Storm Ian. I hope that you are remaining vigilant. I have our trusty hurricane preparation manual here. I'm coming to you after the 5 o'clock update, which we know these things can shift north and south and east and west in their trajectory over the coming days, but the current trajectory is looking a little more promising. The center of it is headed more toward the Big Bend region of Florida, but we are certainly still in the cone of uncertainty. And that means that we need to continue to prepare, and even if we're not in the center of the storm, there is certainly likelihood that we're in for a nasty few days. So I hope that you are making preparations, considering what you're going to do, to be aware of your zone and aware of the age of your house and what version of Florida's building code it was built under. Obviously, newer buildings are built to a more stringent building code than older homes. And if you are planning to shelter in place, you're probably thinking about what you need. You hear people talking on television about hurricane supplies. I thought I would do a little bit of show and tell. If you go into a public store, inside the vestibule of any public store I've been in, there is one of these green brochures that says ready for the hurricane, ready for anything. And it actually has a list of things that are ideal to have on hand for a hurricane. Of course, one of the chief things that you do want to have on hand is water, 1 gallon per person and pet per day. And I just went into the Publix here on the island. They still have water, but it's increasingly limited to Evian. And if you're thinking Evian is ridiculous, water is water, you can probably have things like a thermos in your house or other kinds of containers, and you can still fill them up from your sink right now. And I encourage you to do that so you have sufficient water over the coming days, especially if cleanliness of water becomes an issue. Obviously, you want to have food, non-perishable food that doesn't need to be cooked, canned food. Obviously, this is a can that has a pop top. This is a can that doesn't have a pop top, and for that reason, you want to make sure you have a can opener on hand. You may want to have one of these on hand. I don't encourage you to medicate your problems, but this might be a useful thing to have as well. You want to have perhaps an ice chest with ice in it. Of course, you want to have your plastic, your tarps, duct tape. A lot of the world's problems can be solved with duct tape. You want to have that around. You want to have a lantern. You want to have batteries. This is an electric battery lantern, so you want to make sure you have batteries for it. A toolbox is helpful. Bins if you're going to store anything and you want it waterproof. This is in preparation for some of the things we have around church if that's necessary. We all have different tolerance levels for the pandemic at the current moment, but if you're a little more concerned about that, maybe a few face masks if you find yourself going off to a shelter. Speaking of shelters, you want to make sure you have a pillow and blanket if you are going. They may not have that kind of thing on hand there. If you have a pet, you want to make sure you have your pet's rabies vaccination certificate. I had to call the vet up earlier today and get one for Bruno. I have food for several days, treats. Over in the house, I have toys. I want to make sure that Bruno is a happy camper as much as he can be at the current moment. Of course, you might want to have a book. Chances are the power is going to go out, so you want to have, you can read all about Thomas Cranmer, like I am, over the coming days. And it's always good to say your prayers as well. So tomorrow will happen as normal, and I encourage you to come here. I may need your help on getting the church ready. I promise my sermon will be very short tomorrow, and I may need your assistance depending on the update at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I will be making a decision about how we respond over the next few days. So continue to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And I conclude with this prayer out of the New Zealand Prayer Book. God of the present moment, God who in Jesus stills the storm and soothes the frantic heart, bring hope and courage to all of us as we wait in uncertainty. Bring hope that you will make us the equal of whatever lies ahead. Bring us courage to endure what cannot be avoided, for your will is health and wholeness. You are God, and we need you. Amen. May God bless you. May you be well over the coming days and do what you need to do to keep yourself and your family safe.